The truth was in the room. Right there. In plain sight. Closer than anyone realized. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't erased. It wasn't even protected. It was just ignored. And by the time anyone finally saw it, the entire case had already gone in the wrong direction. Before the truth unfolds, subscribe to the Unheard Witness. Because sometimes the truth isn't missing. It's just not being seen. The case started with a missing person. A business owner who disappeared without warning. No message. No sign of struggle. No clear reason. His office was found undisturbed. Desk organized. Documents intact. Nothing out of place. Except one thing. His phone was gone. At first, it didn't seem important. People carry their phones everywhere. It could have been with him. It could have been lost. It could have been anything. The investigation focused elsewhere. His business dealings. Recent transactions. Personal connections. The police searched for patterns. Motive. Conflict. Anything that could explain the disappearance. One detail stood out quickly. A financial transfer. Large. Unusual. Made shortly before he vanished. The money had been moved to an unfamiliar account. The transaction raised suspicion immediately. The account was traced. It led to someone connected to him. A former partner. Their relationship had ended badly. Disagreements. Financial tension. Unresolved issues. The connection felt strong. The investigators moved in. The former partner denied involvement. Said the money transfer was unexpected. Said he had not spoken to the missing man recently. But the evidence kept pointing toward him. The transaction. The history. The motive. The case built quickly. The courtroom filled with the same story. A financial dispute. A sudden transfer. A disappearance that followed. The prosecution presented it clearly. Step by step. Cause and effect. The jury followed easily. Because the story made sense. Too much sense. The defense struggled. Because there was no alternative explanation. No clear contradiction. Only one question. Where was the missing man? Days passed. Then weeks. No trace. No new evidence. The case moved forward anyway. Because the financial link felt strong enough. The former partner became the center of everything. Every question led back to him. Every detail reinforced the suspicion. The courtroom grew confident. Because the story felt complete. But one person felt something different. Not wrong. Just incomplete. The investigator assigned to the case reviewed the file again. Slowly. Carefully. Looking for something that didn't fit. He returned to the beginning. The office. The last known location. The details that were overlooked. He walked through the office again. Same desk. Same arrangement. Same stillness. Nothing appeared unusual. Until he noticed something small. A device on the table. A charging cable. Plugged in. Connected. But with nothing attached. The phone was missing. But the charger remained. The detail felt minor. But something about it stayed in his mind. He checked the outlet. The power indicator was on. The cable had been recently used. Not dusty. Not moved. Still positioned as if it had been connected recently. He stepped back. Because now the question changed. If the phone had been taken, why leave the charger connected? Most people disconnect everything when they leave. Especially in a hurry. Especially if something unexpected happens. The detail did not belong. But it stayed in the room. Unnoticed. Ignored. The investigator returned to the timeline. The last known activity. The financial transfer. The time of disappearance. Then he checked something else. The building's internal network. The office Wi-Fi logs. Every device connected leaves a trace. Every connection has a timestamp. He searched for the phone. The device ID appeared. Connected to the network. Hours after the supposed disappearance. The room grew quiet. Because that detail changed everything. The phone had not left with him. It had stayed. In the office. Connected. Active. Long after he was gone. The investigator checked the signal strength logs. The device had not moved. The connection remained stable. Fixed. In one place. Inside the building. The truth was still there. Sitting in the room. But no one had seen it. The investigation shifted. Quietly. Carefully. Because now the case was no longer about who took him. It was about where he went. The investigator examined the office layout again. The walls. The floor. The structure. He noticed something else. A section of the floor slightly different from the rest. Subtle. Barely visible. A panel. Flush with the surface. But not identical. He requested maintenance records. The building had been renovated recently. A hidden storage compartment had been installed beneath that area. Accessible. but not obvious. The panel was opened. Slowly. Carefully. And inside, they found it. The phone. Still powered. Still connected. Still recording data. The courtroom would later learn what that meant. Because the phone held everything. Call logs. Messages. Activity. All untouched. All preserved. The data revealed something unexpected. The financial transfer had been scheduled in advance. Not triggered in the moment. Not forced. Planned. The timeline shifted. The missing man had prepared it. Before anything happened. The phone also recorded movement. Background activity. Sounds. Patterns. Evidence that the device had been left intentionally. Not forgotten. Not dropped. Placed. The investigator understood. The disappearance was not sudden. It was arranged. The story presented in court had been built on assumptions. The financial conflict. The transfer. The connection to the former partner. But the truth had been sitting in the room the entire time. Ignored. Unnoticed. Waiting. The case returned to court. The new evidence presented. The phone. The connection logs. The hidden compartment. The data. The story changed. Completely. The former partner was no longer the center. The timeline no longer supported the accusation. The disappearance became something else. A deliberate act. A planned move. The courtroom listened again. This time differently. Because now the truth was visible. Not hidden. Not missing. Just finally seen. The investigator sat quietly. Because the detail that changed everything had never left the room. It had always been there. Right in front of everyone. The truth was sitting in the room. And nobody saw it.